Okay.
Now, I have a question. What do you guys feel about condoms or just using birth control?
Well, all right. First of all, let me ask you. Can we come off the street so that you're not in danger? I wanted to ask you, what do I feel about condoms? First of all, I want to ask you about sex. Sex should be done inside of marriage and should have one partner for life.
Yeah, so it should be premarital or non-premarital.
So we shouldn't be having sex before you're married.
But if you do,
marriage is the protection God has given us for children. And so when a man is responsible enough, when he can support a wife, then he can support children, and that's the umbrella of protection that God has given children.
If kids are going to choose to, like premarital, would you rather them use condoms, or? I would rather them not do it. That's the truth. But the truth is that's going to happen. Sex is going to happen before.
Why? Because you guys deny God and you don't want to obey God's commands, and you don't want to protect children. I mean, that's what your choice is making. When you guys have premarital sex, you're choosing abortion, because this is.
Well, you're not aborting kids.
You're leading yourself. You're having sex. You're saying I'm not ready for kids. I don't want to have kids. You're already pre-making the decision. If I have sex and I do get pregnant, I don't want the kid. I'm just having sex for my enjoyment. I'm just having sex. Sex is not meant as a recreation thing to do. It's meant to be between a husband and a wife. Okay, I understand. Okay, now. Okay.
Well, that's just. I was just wondering your guys' opinion about that. Yeah. About the condoms and.
I mean, if I were, when I talk to women, I say, if a man cannot support you financially, if he does not have a career,
they just don't want the kid yet.
Well, hold on. If he doesn't have a career, if he's not minded in the relationship that it's long term in a marriage relationship, I tell women, don't even date that guy, because he's a fool. You know what I mean? He is trying to come to you, and he can't afford you. Right.
None of these kids are planning on having a wife and kids yet.
Right. So you shouldn't be dating. You shouldn't be going out and fooling around like that, because what happens in marriage is children. So if you're not ready for that, then you should not do that. So men that love women, if you really love a woman, you protect her from being abused before marriage. You keep her pure and holy. If you really love a woman, you don't have sex with her before she's married, because you love her.
Do you think that
you wait for her?
Many people in America even wait though at this point? There's plenty, but there's a lot of people who don't wait. So I mean.
Right, but the masses are not right. Okay? It doesn't make, a lot of people think abortion is okay in our country, but they're not right. They're wrong. So what I'm saying is God has designed us and given us a protection for life.
What about rape?
What about rape?
What about a rape to baby?
Can you come off the street again real quick? I'm sorry, I just don't want anyone to think I'm putting you into dangerous.
I do.
Well, it says that there's a narrow road to heaven. It's not a wide road. So there's the people who really choose to obey God that will be on that road, right?
Okay. Well, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. But rape is like.
So what's your thoughts about rape?
Well, I think it's disgusting. Like anyone does.
I do too. Rape is horrible, right?
But if that happens, and someone they can't keep the baby on their own.
All right. So now the person that was raped had her opinions of someone else forced on her, and she was physically abused. Okay. Yeah. Now, what happened during that rape, if it happens, a new life is conceived. Now, what the person that has been raped, she is going to force her opinion on her smaller child, and she's going to abuse the smaller child physically. You see, rape is wrong, and abortion is adding wrong to wrong.
Happened to? Because I do.
And did they keep the baby?
15 and a half years old, raped. And it was before it was even legal. Her father was seeking to have her be able to have an abortion. And she couldn't do that. She didn't want to have what was done to her baby, which was forcing a decision and a brutal act. So she gave the baby up for adoption and believes to this day that the Lord blessed her with 3 sons because of it. So, and she felt it was the good thing that came from an awful thing. Okay. So perception is a lot.
Women say that after the rape, the baby growing in them had healed them, and having the baby also. I know women.
That happens like not a lot. Or like,
well,
the opposite of that happens quite a bit too. That they fester and think about that they have a baby.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because I know someone who's a rape baby whose parents don't love them.
They don't love them?
They don't love them. Like
that's very sad.
It is very sad.
And if they hadn't had.
But let me ask you something. You know that person, right?
Yeah.
You have a chance to love that person, right?
Yeah.
Because if that person was murdered, you wouldn't have a chance to love that person. So that person
having a less affectionate life.
That
like
person
growing up in a home.
Who's to say what is a less affectionate or more affectionate life?
It makes you stronger. You know, we can't say that means it's okay to kill.
Yep.
You look at the great people in the world. Abraham Lincoln, he grew up in a log cabin. He couldn't even read. He had candlelight. I mean, can you imagine Lincoln's life? I'd be like, man, wow, look at he had a hard life. He had a depressed life.
Yeah.
But see, it's not mine to judge, because life is life.
Yeah.
God writes the book. He's the writer. He's the author and perfecter of life, of our faith. And so we can't go in and become God and murder a baby. That's why it says thou shalt not murder.
Right.
My name is Danny.